Hello again everyone, this is Mike, the lead designer and developer of Melee Masters, and today I've got another blog dev update for you to just go over the status of the game, give you some more information about the game. In this particular one, I'll be touching on just some personal stuff, so some minor setbacks in development, which is why I did intend to post more content recently and why I haven't been. But to give you something to look forward to, if you aren't one that played a demo or you're looking for information on characters and stuff. On this video, I'll be going into detail over the character Umbri, who she just got a little bit of a visual makeover. So it's not fully complete, but I do want to get stuff out there, just get some feedback on her and show off like this really fun, interesting character that I've created. So to start off, just I'll make it brief on the setbacks. My animator did step down, which is unfortunate, and so that kind of threw a wrench in some plans of mine. And it wasn't anything like personal, it was just he got a really critical or really important job offer that he didn't want to turn down, so he kind of just told me, here, I'll give you everything I have, which he hasn't given me yet, but he basically just said, I'll give you everything I've done so far at no cost, which was very nice of him. And then he's going to go work on that. So I do have to find someone new, and this time I'll try to focus on someone who can work within the parameters of animating in Blender instead of this kind of contorted animating in 3ds Max and then transferring the animations to a different rig and then putting it back into Blender and then putting it into the game. So hopefully that should speed things up. It's just a matter of finding that person. Another big one was Unity-related crashes. So in order to show off Umbri, I went to a local tournament near me, and I wanted to get some footage against some actually pretty good players. And from the people I played there, they're actually very good Melee players. So unfortunately, because I didn't test things properly, the game was crashing with her new model specifically. So I looked into it, and the problem comes down to I was trying to add cloth physics to the character. So cloth physics are, what makes, a shirt ripple when the character moves or something. And so those add a very dynamic effect to the character and makes their movement seem like, or the animations flow a lot more when like the skirts or the like shrouds and stuff flow with the character. So that's definitely something I want to add, and it's something that I know a lot of games do, and it's actually really simple to implement. But I looked into the bugs, or the crashes, and apparently this is happening a lot with this version of Unity. So that's kind of a setback for Umbri and the new character that I wanted to introduce, which is why I'm not showing her in this video, because they kind of depend a lot on cloth physics, or at least the newest character depends a lot on cloth physics for a lot of her dynamics. So it really is an important thing that I have to figure out a solution for before I could sort of move forward with showing off these, or not even showing off the characters, but with like making them fully set solid. Because like I can, in a debug setting, like set up the stage, play the character, and it works fine. But to go from no game, open the game, select your character, the character loads, that's when it crashes. So that's what I have to fix out just to get a new version of the demo out, which I'd like to do with the new character. And then other than that, it's just some personal things that I won't really go into, just a lot of busy stuff I have to do, help family members. Nothing bad, just, it is kind of time consuming. And at least like mentally consuming as well. So, yeah, so without further ado, or to get more into the upbeat side of this vlog, I'd like to talk about Umbri. And so, Umbri was one of the, probably the third or fourth character I ever made. And the general concept I wanted with her was I liked ice climbers from a concept point of view. Like, there's a really good clip, I'll see if I can find it and put it in the video, of Wobbles doing this desync grab handoff combo. I don't even know who it was against, but it looks like really insane. And it's highly technical, and there's just a lot of hype behind it. And the technical skill needed, the skill ceiling is enormous. So I always liked that, but I do personally hate wobbling. I think wobbling is extremely stupid. And I don't say that just because I got 8 stocked by some guy at the local tourney who wobbled me. But, and I do like team combos, so, like, there's the classic, the Wombo combo, but then, like, if you watch even just, like, Armada and Android at, tournaments, they, one will back air him over here, Sheik will forward air him back, Peach will up air him, and then, there's a really cool dynamic with team combos, so I wanted to sort of bring that aspect to this character, really highlight the strengths of what Ice Climbers could be. So the way Umbri functions mechanically is there's only one clone active at a single time. And what you do is you press your neutral. I was going to grab a controller, but I don't have one. What you do is you do your neutral special to switch which one you're controlling. And so your up special, down special, and side specials shift you, and it'll shift the clone in the opposite direction. So it's sort of this like balance of power type thing. So say one gets knocked off stage and you want to use your side special to move closer to the stage. Well, it's going to move the clone that's on the stage closer to the edge. So there's sort of a mix-up. Or say you're below the stage and you need to up B with your clone. If there's another clone off the stage or your clone is somewhere on the stage, that clone's going to move down respectively. So I really want to go for that, there's a sacrifice to be made if you want to do a certain movement in some way, move your character closer to the edge to back away from someone, you're moving your clone, wherever it is, closer to them, say they're center stage or something. So there is some balancing. I'll touch more on that later, but I kind of just want to go into the sort of meta that developed from this. So the character, again, talking about her mechanics, the clone does take damage. It takes no knockback, but it does take 50% damage. The reason I wanted no knockback on it was because I want you to have to protect the clone, so the other person can't just sit there and, wail on it. You are going to get punished if you, kind of just hang off on the side and the clone's in the middle getting hit. So you really have to use your side specials to get the clone away, or swap to the clone to manually move it away. So that may change in the future. That number is kind of just, what I settled on. Depending on if she's too strong, too weak, that might go down to 25% or full damage. But that all kind of comes down to, like, playstyles and meta. So her general playstyle is, like, this sort of, like, overwhelming... Well, it depends. The way I like to play is this sort of, like, overwhelming assault where you can approach with the clone and they really can't hit the clone. They can do half damage. And then you want to swap to the clone and do some aerials to sort of pressure their shield. And then I don't have anyone to play against in these clips that I'm showing, but against the AI, I'll usually probably just get hit. So approach with the clone, swap to the clone, and then try to get behind them and hit them back towards the original character you were controlling. And then, try to get both the clone and you on top of them. And then really just smother them with, like, attacks in different timings. Like, so if they were stuck in the corner, you want to, like, short hop and then go for a back air and then swap off the clone to try to force them into some movement. Swap to the other character, force them back into where the back air was that you originally started, and, continue on from there. But there are alternative methods of playing her. I saw someone do this at PAX East. It was kind of funny. He just flew the clone up in the air and then left it there, and then kind of just 1v1'd with the main character. And this kind of works, but you kind of lose one of the strongest parts of Umbri, which is, like, this ability to parry moves by swapping. So if you watched the last video, I did add a parry mechanic, but with Umbri, what you could do is, if you're about to take a hit, swap, that character takes half the damage, swap back, and, there's no hit stun, so you can instantly punish. Or even if you're mid-attack and you swap. That's one of the things about the swap that I don't think I mentioned fully is you can do it at any point in time as long as you are not stunned or grabbed. So, say you're shielding or something, or say you're in the middle of a forward smash. You can freeze the character right where they are with the swap, and when the hitbox deactivates, because that would be overpowered if the hitbox like stayed active and you had a permanent like forward smash just on the clone, which the enemy can't punish. So it freezes them completely, and when they resume, the hitbox resumes. This does not reset the hitbox, so if you hit someone and then swap back to like continue the attack, it won't double hit them. So, again, it should function literally as if you just froze that character and then continued from that character. There are no like hidden mechanics to it of like like some secret potential. I really wanted it just to be in essence, that character is just frozen in time. Everything about them is completely locked down, and then when you restore them, everything is everything is restored. So, to jump back into playstyles, you can use all this to your advantage or disadvantage, or you can use her strengths to the fullest, or you can sort of play this mini game where if you're the opponent of Umbri, because this is a very important aspect of just character balance in general, at least at PAX, it devolved into this sort of mini game of ignore the main character and just try to chase around the clone. And since you have to protect the clone, or you're taking basically free damage or half damage, you want to get the clone out of there. So, what can you do? Well, a lot of people were trying to bait you into swapping back to the clone, or like try to get you in the situation where you have to move this clone, and I can follow it from all the shift directions, the up special, side special, down special. So you really need to swap to that clone to get it out of there properly, to move it out of there. And then when they do that, land a hit. So she has a lot of strengths and weaknesses. I'm sure that's coming to your mind right now. One thing that one aspect of her character is that she's very light. So smash attacks at like 100 should kill her. For most characters whose smash attacks are supposed to kill at low percentages, or at normal kill percentages. And she does have her strengths as well. Also, it could be a strength or weakness, but she's very floaty, so she gets comboed at low percents pretty easily, and then she'll die at high percents pretty easily. And then her inherent advantages, her air speed, the speed at which, like the maximum allowable speed, and the air control, which is the speed at which she can change her speed in the air, are very high. So she has a lot of air mobility. Obviously, from the wings, that's kind of how she was meant to be. But, yeah, that's, pretty much all there is to her. I'm really looking forward to finalizing her design. There's still some visual aspects that need to go in. But her playstyle is a lot of fun. She does crazy combos, a lot of which I'd like to show off, but I'm not actually good enough at her to show those off. But hopefully for next time, or at least I'll work more on them, just to make sure I could show them off. So with all that said, I do have another character, which concept art just finished for. The model is getting done, and I do have the animations and the implementation set up, but she's not quite in the state that I'd like to show her off yet. But so look forward to that in the future. And by future, I mean like hopefully just about a week or so, I'll be able to show her off and her skills, the specific things about her character, the same way I've done in this video. So I'd say that about covers everything. If you're looking for new content, stuff in the future, stuff to just look forward to other than just more information on everything you've seen so far, definitely look forward to that. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for staying up to date, and I'll see you next time.